งไม่ยาวในโอกาสที่มิสเตอร์รัตนาคาได้มาปฏิบัติธรรมอยู่ที่วัดป่าพุทธบริพุนชัยพร้อมทั้งครอบครัวภรรยาและลูกสาวนี่ประมาณสักร่วมเดือนได้ยัง
On the occasion that Mr. Ratanaka Gaikwat, along with his wife and daughter, has been staying at Wat Pa Puttapot Haripunchai for their Dhamma practice. Guruji cannot exactly recall. Has it been a month already?
It's almost 2 months.
เกือบ2 เดือน
almost 2 months. Okay. ก่อนอื่นให้เขาได้สวดมนต์ก่อนกุรีวุไลรัตคาchanting บูชาหลอดบุดาธรรมาสังฆา Triple Gem นะโมตัสสะอิติปิโสสวะโตสุวโนวิอัญชลีสวกังคานะโมตัสสะ
Hello. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panati.
We would like the first chanting, pay homage the virtue of the Buddha, pay homage the virtue of Dhamma, pay homage the virtue of Sangha. Itipiso Bhagava. Okay.
Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Vijjacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarathi Sattha Deva Manussanam Buddho Bhagavati Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehipassiko Opanayiko Pacchattam Veditabbo Vinyohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidam Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala Isa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttaro Punyakhetam Lokasati.
The second chanting ไตรสรณาคมนะโมตัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังสังฆฉามิไตรสรณาคมno ไตรสรณาคม
Buddham saranam gacchami.
Namo tassa
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
The second chanting, Sajja Kiriya Khatha Natime Sanang Anjang.
Itu tadi dulu.
You okay? Natime Sanang Anjang Buddho me Sanang Warang. Okay.
Natime saranam ayyam Buddho me saranam varam Etena sajja vajjena Hotu me jaya mangalam. Natime saranam ayyam Dhammo me saranam varam Etena sajja vajjena Hotu me jaya mangalam. Nati me saranam ayyam Sangho me saranam varam Etena sajja vajjena Hotu me jaya mangalam. Namo Buddha.
Okay. And the fourth chanting Mangkara Sutang. Asevana Jabalanang. You can open. Open, you can. ให้เขาได้สวดมนต์ใช่ก่อนอำลาจะได้ไปสวดถูกต้องอเสวนาจะบาลานังบันทิตานังจะเสวนาอเสวนาจะบาลานังบันทิตานังจะเสเปิดให้เขาหน่อยเปิดให้เขาเลยเปิดเป็นไหมเปิดได้ไหมเปิดเป็นไหมโอเค
Shall I start?
Okay, start.
Asevana cha balanam Panditanam cha sevana Puja cha pujaniyanam Etam mangalamuttamam Patirupadesavaso cha Pubbe cha katapunyata Attasammapanidhi cha Etan mangalamuttamam Bahu saccaca simpacca Vinayoca susikhito Subhasita ca yavaca Etam mangalamuttamam Mata pitu upattanam Puttadarasa sangaho Anakula ca kammanta Etan mangalamuttamam Dhanam ca dhammacariya ca Jnatakanam ca sangaho Anavajjani kammani Etan mangalamuttamam Arati virati papa Majjapana ca sanyamo Appamado ca dhammesu Etam mangalamuttamam Garavo ca nivato ca Santutti ca katanyata Kalena dhamma savanam एतन्मङ्गलमुत्तमं खन्ति च सोवचस्तथा समनाञ्च दर्शनं कालेन धम्मसाकच्छा एतं मङ्गलमुत्तमं तपो च ब्रह्मचर्या च अर्यसच्चानन्दर्शनं निब्बानसच्च क्रिया च एतन्मङ्गलमुत्तमं पुट्टस्य लोकधम्मेहि चित्तं यस्य न कम्पति अशोकं विरजं खेमम् एतं मङ्गलमुत्तमम् एतादिशानि कद्वानं सब्बद्धम् अपराजिता सब्बद्धसोत्ति गच्छन्ति तं तेषां मङ्गलम् उत्तमं ति
Brahma viharang metta guna mutta ubekha aham sukito homi
aham sukito homi niddukho homi avero homi abhayapazzo homi anigho homi sukhi attanam pariharami sabe satta sukhita hontu sabe satta avera hontu sabe satta abhayapazza hontu sabe satta anigha hontu sabe satta sukhiyattanam pariharantu sabe satta sabbadukham pamucchantu sabe satta malabdha sampattito vigachantu sabe satta kamma sakka kamma dayada kamma yoni kamma bandhu kamma pati sarana yam kammam karisanti kalyanam va papakam va tasadayada bhavisanti.
You can chanting kayakata sati ayanko me kayo kesa loma nakha most important for practice meditation
32 body parts.
Yes. Okay.
She knows that.
Okay, no problem. You can join.
Kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tvacha.
Yes.
Tvacha, danta, nakha, loma, kesa.
Actually, you can sit. You can sit near your father.
She knows, Guruji. She knows. Both of them they know better than me.
Okay.
I have learned from them.
Okay.
She is our teacher.
Okay. ได้ให้เขาช่วยกัน32 part of body กายคตาสติ contemplate on the body
ayam kho me kayo udham padatala adhoke samathaka tacha pariyanto puro nanapakarasa asusino athi imasamim kaye kesa loma nakha danta tacho mamsam naharu athi minjam vakam hadayam yakanam kilomakam pihakam papasam antam antagunam udariyam karisam mathake mathalungam pitam semham pupo lohitam sedo medo asu vasa khelo singhanika lasika mutam evam ayam me kayo Udham padatalam adhoke samathakam tacha pariyanto puro nana pakarasa asusino.
Sadhu. Yeah, Kamathanang. Most important Kamathanang. You understand meaning? Ayonko mekayo. Translate to English. You can read.
Yes.
You can now read.
You want me to say both?
Yes.
Okay.
I go on.
Ayam ko me kayo, this body of mine.
Yes.
Udham padatala, from the soles of the feet on up. Adhoke samathaka, from the crown of the head on down. Tacha pariyanto, surrounded by skin. Puro nana pakarasa asusino, filled with all sorts of unclean things. Athi imasamim kaye, in this body there is kesa, hair of the head, loma, hair of the body, nakha, nails, danta, teeth, tacho, skin, mamsam, flesh, naharu, tendons, athi, bones, athi minjam, bone marrow, vakam, spleen, hadayam, heart, yakanam, liver, kilomakam, membrane, pihakam, kidney, papasam, lungs, antam, large intestine, antagunam, small intestine, udariyam, gorge, karisam, feces, mathake, mathalungam, brain, pittam, gall, semham, phlegm, pubbo, lymph, lohitam, blood, sedo, sweat, medo, fat, asu, tears, vasa, oil, khelo, saliva, singhanika, mucus, lasika, oil in the joints, muttam, urine, evam ayam me kayo, such is this body of mine. Uddham padatala, from the soles of the feet on up. Adhoke samathaka, from the crown of the head on down. Tacha pariyanto, surrounded by skin. Puro nana pakarasa asusino, filled with all sorts of unclean things.
Okay, very good. Now you understand. You can practice. Now, straight up body. Compose your body, spirit and mind to unity. You think in your mind, you pay homage Lord Buddha, Dhamma Sangha. From your chanting, the first chanting, Bucha, the virtue Lord Buddha. You have recollect virtue of Lord Buddha. You recollect virtue of Dhamma. Recollect virtue of Sangha. Recollect all sati. From you understand meaning, you chanting and you puja or you pay homage to Buddha, you understand now. You compose in your mind, on your mind. You recollect virtue of Lord Buddha. Itipiso arahang. You think in your mind and you understand meaning. Build your faith for right effort, for right mindfulness, for right concentration, for right wisdom. You start from your faith. Now you have your faith, Lord, virtue of Lord Buddha. You pay homage Lord Buddha. Itipiso arahang. Itipiso sammasambuddho. Second. Itipiso vichachana sampanno. Third virtue. Itipiso sukhato. Fourth. Fifth. Lokavidu, Itiso Lokavidu, Itiso Anuttara Buddhisa Dhammasarati. 7. Itiso Sattva Manusanam, Itiso Putto, Itiso Bhagava Night, virtue of Lord Buddha, from your chanting, behold, virtue of Lord Buddha, ETP, and you can chanting in your mind. You close your eye and open your mind by sati, by sampajanya, viriya. And you chanting in your mind, control your body and mind. Chanting, control your body and mind. By chanting in your mind. Itiso Bhagavata Samma Sambuddho. You say in your mind, and you understand the meaning of the virtue of Lord Buddha. You think in your mind, you humbly pay my homage to the Blessed One, who is free from all defilement and fully self-enlightenment. You set my mind, you set your mind to recollect the virtue of the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, and you shall take refuge in the triple gem from you chanting puja triple gem. Buddhang Sanangachami, Dhammang Sanangachami, Sanghang Sanangachami. Dutiyampi, the second round. Tatiyampi, the third round. You say in your mind, Buddhang Sanangachami, Dhammang Sanangachami, Sanghang Sanangachami. You have to enjoy and happy, and you might calm down to peace. You might have concentrate now. You shall remain composed body and mind, spirit and mind, to wholesome Dhamma, Kusala Dhamma. You say in your mind, I intend to abstain from violating any of the morality, sila. Yeah. You recollect sila, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and sila. The most important for practitioner in Buddhism. You practice out of pyramid. It is out of Buddhist religion, not Buddhist religion. Not Buddhist religion. Buddhist religion, you show by you respect Lord Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and you have sila. Now you think in your mind, you pay homage Lord Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You understand the virtue of Lord Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. You know, you understand the most important of sila or morality for peace, for happiness, peace and happiness by sila, or out of defilement by sila. Start from by sila. You think in your mind now. You can train you training your body and spirit by sila, out of the defilement, kilesa. You think in your mind now. You training the rules that Lord Buddha had will prescribed in his Dhamma Vinaya. You think I shall restrain my mind with mindfulness, sati, wisdom, panna, patience, khanti, and effort, vinaya. You remember sati, panna, Khanti, Viriya. Bali say Sangvara Dhamma. Sangvara Dhamma. May the power of this Dhamma restrain Sangvara Dhamma arise in my mind. Sangvara Dhamma in my mind. You think you might make the power of this Dhamma restrain arise in my mind. You would like Sangvara Dhamma gather into unity, be firmly settled in the cultivation of Dhamma from the moment on. The Buddha say, Eka Dhammo Bhikkhave Pavito Parikakato Pavito Parikakato Mahato Sangvekaya Sangvatati Mato Ataya Sangvatati Mato Yokakhemaya Sangvatati Sati Samya Sangvatati Yantasana Padilapa Sangvatati Titha Dhamma Sukha Viraya Sangvatati Vichya Vimutti Para Chachikriya Sangvatati Katamo Eka Dhammo Eka Dhammo Kaya Kata Sati, meaning. The Buddha said, monks, bhikkhu. There is one Dhamma, Eka Dhamma, meaning there is one Dhamma, that when developed and pursued will result in the following: a great sense of urgency and immense benefit, emancipation from great defilements or kilesa, attainment of wisdom and realization, happiness with one's own condition, and clear realization of knowledge or vichya, liberation or vimutti, and fruition. What is that one Dhamma? Katamo Eka Dhammo, Bali, meaning, what is that one Dhamma? The Buddha asked and answered by himself. It is Kayatata Sati. Settle your mindfulness at the body to have recollection from you chanting Kesa, you sati focus or recollect in your mind, or focus on the hair, Kesa, the hair of body, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tacho, forward and backward. Tacho, Danta, Naka, Loma, Kesa, Loma, Naka, Danta, Tacho. Sati, you have sati. Focus on the element. Kesa, Loma, Naka, Tanta, Tacho. Backward. Tacho, Tanta, Naka, Loma, Kesa, Loma. You contemplate the body until the mind calm down into samadhi. We relying on recitation, parikamma, or enunciation, verbally or mentally, to focus the mind at the body. Use this body as the base for your study and investigation to fully realize the Four Noble Truths or Arya Satya Dhamma. Guruji writes Dhamma, the name cultivating Satipatthana fourth with Kayakata Sati principle about we stay in Veruvan, Mahavihara, 20 เท่าไหร่ 2,557 Buddhist Dira 2013 14 right translated by Dr. Pavadi. Yeah. Yeah. Recite the 32 body parts in your mind while contemplating the body. Verbal and mental recitation is very important. As in the saying, one must be able to enunciate and root fluently and keep them clearly in the mind. The 32 parts can be classified into 6 categories. You recite them by going through each category, both in the forward, Anuloma, Bali, and backward, Patiloma, Bali, order until you become skilled at saying them in detail, fluent in the mind. First category, Taja Panchaja, Taja Pancha Kamathana, Taja Panchaka Kamathana, or the Kamathana, fifth Kamathana. Esa Lumana Kanda Tajo, fifth Kamathana, fifth, or Kamathana, fifth. The name Taja Panchaka, Taja, Panchakanify, Kamatana, Kamatan. Practice meditate with Kesa Lomana Katanta Tajo. Tajo Tatana Kaloma Kesa, the first category. You resist them by going through each category, both in the forward and backward order until you become skilled at saying them in detail, fluent in the mind. Second category, Kesa Lumana Kantatacho, Mangsang Naru, Ati Michang, Wakang Mangsang Naru Ati Michang Wakang Ati Michang Ati Naru Mangsang Tajo Tantana Kaloma Kesa. You connect first category and you say Anuloma Kesa Lomana Katanta Tajo Mangsang Naru Ati Michang Wakang Ati Michang Ati Naru Mangsang Tajo Tantana Kaloma Kesa. You flowing in the mind. You can remember, you can say in your mind, you understand. You start to third category, fourth category, fifth category, and sixth category. The third category, Kesalumana Tatajo, Mangsana Ruatiti Michang, Wakang, Hatayang, Yakanang, Kilomakang, Yakang Bapatsang, 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 Yakang, Kilomakang, Yakanang, Hatayang, Wakang, Ati Michang Ati, Narumansang Tajo Tantana Kalumagesa. Kesa Lumana Tata Jo Mangsang Naru Ati Timjang Wakang Hatayang Yakanang Kilomakang Yakang Bapasang. Papasang. And you connect to the fourth category. Antang Antagunang Udaryang Karisang Matake Matalunggang. Backward Matake Matalunggang. Karisang Udaryang Antang Antagunang Antang and connect. Papasang Piakang Kilmakang Yakanang Hatayang Wakang Atimjang Ati Narumangsang Tajo Tantana Kalumagesa. 20 part for solid element Pativi or Pativi Dhatu. 20 part. Esa Lumana Tata Jo. You say in your mind. Tajo Mangsang Naru Ati Timijang Wakang Hatayang Yakanang Kilmakang Yakang Bapasang Antang Utaling Karisang Mataling Matalung Matake Matalungkang. And you start to the fifth and the sixth or earth element Apo Dhatu. Apo Dhatu Pitang Semhang Bupo Loitang Seto Meto. Meto Seto Loitang Meto Seto Loitang Bupo Semhang Pitang. Backward. Pitang Semhang Bupo Loitang Seto. Pitang Semhang Bupo Loitang Seto Meto. Meto Seto Loitang Bupo Semhang Pitang. Matake Matalunggang Karisang Udayang Antagunang Antang Papasang Iyakang Kilomakang Yakanang Hatayang Wakang Atimjang Ati Narumangsang Tajo Tatana Kalumagesa Anuloma forward. Yesa Loma Naka Tanta Tajo Mangsang Naruati Timijang Wakang Hatayang Yakanang Kilomakang Yakang Papasang Antang Antagunang Udayang Karisang Matake Matalunggang Pitang Semhang Bupo Loitang Seto Meto and connect fifth, sixth category or final category. Pitang Semhang Bupo Loitang Seto Meto Asu Wasa Kelo Singkanika Lasika Muttanti. 22 part. Muttanti, Lasika, Singkanika, Kelo, Asu, Wasa, Meto, Seto, Loitang, Bupo, Semhang, Pitang. Matake Matalunggang, Karisang, Utriyang, Antagunang Antang, Bapasang Piyakang, Kilomakang, Yakanang, Hatayang, Wakang, Atimichang, Ati, Naru, Mangsang, Tajo, Tanta, Naka, Loma, Kesa. Practice enunciating and reciting in order to memorize each category, both in the forward and backward order. You must not skip and step, and the careful not becoming too mentally tired. Otherwise, the mind can be swayed by the sense impression. So the enunciation must be done properly and in moderation, not too fast and not too slow. If it's too fast, the mind will be confused. If it's too slow, the mind will sway towards other mental objects and not be firmly settled. Understand? Okay. Well, significantly, you must contemplate the body as the foundation of the mind. So the mind will know into each of the 32 parts of this body and gather the mind into one. Not allow it to leave outside. Not allow it to leave outside. Pay attention to the impurities of each of the 32 parts by its color. Yeah. Most important, you are remember by its color. 1 color, 2 size, 3 smell, and 4 location of hair, body hair, nail, teeth, surface. You know, color, size, smell, and location. The fourth object. Fourth objective for Kammatthana. For Kammatthana. For Vipassana. Samatha and Vipassana. You must not become attached to the conventional form and character of each part. Allow yourself to see into their impurity with the mind power that have wisdom arising. Then you can penetrate into the Dhamma conditions that they really are such and such. They will appear so clearly as if you are seeing them with your one eyes. If your own eyes. They will appear so clearly as if you see in them with your own eyes. It is called a mental image. Or Bali Ukkaha Nimit. Ukkaha Nimit. You see by mind, look like see by your eye, by eye. Show in your mind, by from you have concentrate, you have samadhi. Daring, the enunciation and the deliberation into the impurities. If any part does seem unclear, just let it pass and contemplate on the part that appear clearly. Continue doing this until the mind is able to focus and gather into an intense concentration or samadhi. Attaining the high level of samadhi, known as rupa chana. When the mind objects are attained until the samadhi is fixed, it then turns into apana samadhi, by the apana samadhi. Be careful about maintaining the balance of power between effort and concentration, balance between viriya and samadhi. If it weighs too much, if it weighs too much on either side, it shows that the power of mindfulness is not sufficient to adjust the balance. The mind will then have a tendency towards one side, allowing unwholesome Dhamma to dominate the mind. For example, too much effort can cause distraction, or too much concentration can cause laziness or tina mitta. So we must maintain balanced effort and concentration. The same goes for the balance between faith, sattha, and wisdom, panna. We should keep up with the mind by keeping watch on it at every moment, just like attending Chittanupassana, Satipatthana, to adjust the mind quality, to be firmly settled in the mind objects by knowing how to suppress the mind at the appropriate time when the mind gets distracted, knowing how to support it carefully, not allow it to be discouraged, knowing how to lift up the mind, not allow it to be depressed, knowing how to stay neutral when the mind is conducting itself properly, steadily in the mind objects, not distracted, not depressed. It is so that the mind will proceed gradually with the power of the five collections that stay in the mind efficiently. Knowing how to use a good quality mind, to deliberate and follow it, to become fully aware of all the Dhamma conditions, be careful and investigate all details to clearly realize each particular Dhamma conditions. The body of knowledge that arises from contemplation, or by having mindfulness leading towards knowledge, will be able to keep track of Dhamma condition at every moment. It can select Dhamma wisely, conduct the right effort with clear awareness until it leads to Dhamma piti. Dhamma piti. Not piti, Dhamma piti. With mindfulness and full awareness, the mind will be able to control body and mind into serenity or passaddhi, collect into the last samadhi, with yana dasana, Bali yana dasana arising, yana or wisdom, dasana see by panna arising from your mind. For the clear and gradual realization along the step of yana or wisdom. It will go on until you are able to completely penetrate the Four Noble Truths, realize knowledge of the past and fruit, which ultimately lead to Nibbana. This will be as if you are entering Dhammanupassana Satipatthana. Dhammanupassana Satipatthana. Depending on the character. Character Bali Charita. Depending on the character of the meditators, it is possible to contemplate the impurity of the elements, or the color shape or size, smell and location. You remember? Color, shape or size, smell and location. The fourth objective for Vipassana from Kayanupassana Satipatthana. All of them will lead to the same point of summing up the true knowledge according to the three characteristics of existence. With the clear realization in all Dhamma conditions that they arise, exist and pass away according to causes and conditions. They are not ourselves, not a person, an individual. They are empty, without self. Translated by Pavadi. This is because all Dhamma are non-self, anatta, and should not be held on or attached to. Those who can detect themselves from the body and from the body can truly extinguish dukkha, as in the Buddha words that. The realization that it is non-self, the realization that it is non-self will occur to those who realize the impermanency. Those who realize the non-self will relinquish their asmimana, the pride or asmimana. Those who realize the non-self will relinquish their pride or asmimana. Pride. Okay. Pride. Those who realize the non-self will relinquish their pride or asmimana and will be able to attain the complete extinction of all defilements. 18 September 2557 at Veduvanama Vihara Rachiki Vihan State. Arayawangso State then retreat that year. Okay, understand? You can understand, you can ask Pavadi. Okay. พอดีบอกชื่นชมกันหน่อยบอกว่าให้รัตนคาได้พูดกับชาวอินเดียว่าพรุ่งนี้จะกลับแล้วแล้วก็อะไรที่อยากจะพูดคืนนี้สั้นๆ 2-3 นาทีก่อนจะปิด
Mr. Ratanaka, since you are leaving for India tomorrow, is there anything you would like to say to them briefly about your experience here? To your Indian friends and to Thai friends.
Hello. I spent nearly 2 months, about 55 days in Thailand, basically in Buddha Bojai monastery in Lamphun. Number one, the Dhamma atmosphere in the monastery is so pious that one feels like staying here, because the day starts at 4 in the morning, and I was very particular to attend as far as possible 4 o'clock morning chanting, and many times I sat beyond 5 o'clock also. So that was one part. The second part which I learnt, which was of course very, very essential for from the point of view of Buddhist culture is the Sangadana part. That is around 6:30 in the morning. The monks, they come at a particular spot, and people from Lamphun village, Lamphun city rather, they gather here in large numbers, particularly on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. Generally, Guruji is also there. And that shows the culture here, the Buddhist culture which is evolved here. And Venerable Guruji is very keen that whatever culture existed during Buddha's time in India, that has to be revived. And Venerable Guruji is very, very clear about Vinaya, that particularly he gives lot of stress on Shila, but Shila, so far as monks are concerned, is very strict. You know, there's 227 rules which are to be observed. There, Venerable Guruji does not compromise in Shila and in those rules. So here we find that the purity amongst monks is at a very, very high level because of the guidance of Guruji, because of the blessings of Guruji, and he continuously guides the monks as well as the Upasak and Upasikas. I mean, Guruji's whole life is only devoted to guiding the Sangha as well as guiding the Upasak and Upasikas. And we have to learn a lot. In fact, Indians have to learn a lot from Thailand and particularly from Guruji and Sangha here, because the Buddhist culture in India virtually is lost. And it is, I think, more than 1,000 years back that we had some kind of Buddhist culture, but which we lost due to various reasons. So, what I have seen during these last 2 months is the morning chanting, evening chanting, followed by Guruji's discourse. My only disadvantage was language, because Guruji's most of the discourses were in Thai language. And so that perhaps all three of us were a little unfortunate that we could not grasp whatever, I mean, Guruji goes quite deep into whatever subject he chooses, he goes quite deep into that. But I really envy those people who know Thai language, because they understand what Guruji says. Though at times translations were given, but listening to Guruji directly, like today we had this session, it is a wonderful session, Guruji. And Guruji directly, when he gives instructions, when he talks to you directly and asks you to meditate in a particular way, I mean, he has tremendous power, that is Dhamma power in him. And when he tells you, and if you understand what he says, then there is a tremendous strength to bring about transformation in like what I have seen in Shivanjali. In Anjali I have seen a lot of change. When she came here some time back, 3-4 years back, for 2 months, and there's total change in her. Though she has been doing Vipassana, practicing Vipassana for many years, but after she came here, stayed here for 2 months, her life totally changed. So we would have been more fortunate if we could understand Thai, because Guruji's discourses are, and Guruji goes so deep, so he cannot talk in 2 languages. It's very, very difficult for him to switch over to other language, because once he discusses any subject, he goes quite deep into that. And so it is not possible for him to sort of interpret or to sort of explain that in English simultaneously, though he is quite capable of explaining everything in English also. So we are a bit unfortunate that Guruji's during last almost 50 days or so, we could not understand everything he said, though I tried to ask Suchitra or Dr. Paudi about what Guruji said exactly. But then listening to Guruji directly also makes a lot of difference. So here, what I've learned basically is the importance of chanting. Okay. And I did not know that much importance of chanting, but here we have got relics of Buddha, and when chanting is done, and if you see Guruji's photos when he does chanting at different places in Thailand or anywhere, we can see lights there in the photos, and these are devas actually. When even Buddha used to chant, devas used to come. So here also, I mean, this monastery is full of devas when Guruji is there. When Guruji is there and Guruji is chanting. So this is such a, I think, such a wonderful place on the earth where devas come and participate in this. So chanting, the importance of chanting, which I've seen here, morning and evening. That's why I tried to make it a point to attend even morning chantings. Morning chantings, I tried to attend as far as possible. 4 o'clock, 4 to 5, generally I attended, and I found chanting very, very useful because it creates a kind of vibration. And from the point of view of Buddhist culture also, it is very, very important. But Guruji's emphasis is on understanding the meaning of what we chant. Guruji is very clear that whatever we chant, we have to understand the meaning of each and every Pali word. And that is why under Guruji's instructions in India, we started Pariyatti groups. And every Saturday Guruji we meet, and each and every word, particularly those people in the group who have background of Pali. Some people are doing, have done post-graduation in Pali. Some people are doing PhD in Pali. So they help us in understanding. So we choose one topic. When I came here, we were discussing Patthanas, the 24 links of Patthanas, starting from Hetu Pachaya. So we try to go. It is a very difficult subject, but at least we got introduction to the subject because of Guruji. Guruji said that whatever Buddha has said, try to understand what he said actually. So the knowledge of Pali is very, very essential, and at least we are trying to take help of those who understand Pali. So Guruji, it was a wonderful sort of stay here, and Anjali will be staying here, so she is more fortunate than us. And we really look forward to your visit to DVMP, Guruji, because 3 months in DVMP during rain retreat, particularly, there will be a translator. Okay. So we would be benefiting from your discourses. Thank you very much. I have no words, Guruji, to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to you. Thank you so much, and to all of you, to the entire team here. They really, the whole team here. I mean, they're so affectionate here, so loving, so affectionate, that everybody took so much of care of us. I'm so grateful. We are all three so grateful to everyone here in the team. Thank you.
Sadhu. Now, Guruji and Sangha would like blessing to you. I would like you go to the Master Land by safety and to the peace, the happiness, and attain you learning Dhamma, this course. You practice Dhamma, you learning Dhamma in the Buddhist, you can attain to the wisdom. Now Sangha blessing. Yattha varivaha pura paripurenti sakarang eva mevaito dinnang petanupakappati ichitang matitang tumhang kippame vasamichato sabbe purentu sangkappa chando panaraso yatha manicho tiraso yatha sabbe tiyo avivat tu samparo khoi vinasantumai te pavantavantara yo sukhi dikayuko bhava apivan Risani chang unda pacayino cat ธัมมาวันตันติอายุวันโนสุขังบาลังโสอันทลัตโทสุขิโตวิรุณโหปุตตสาสเนอโรโคสุขิโตโหอิสหัสสัมบิหิยาติภิสาอันทลัตถาสุขิตาวิรุณหาปุตตสาสเนอโรคาสุขิตาโหอิสหัสสัมบิหิยาติภิเตอันตลัตถาสุขิตาวิรุณหาปุตตสาสเนอโรคาสุขิตาโหตัสหัสสัมบิหิยาติภิปวัตตุสัพพมังคารังรักขันตุสัมบดีวตาสัมบบุตธานุภาเวนัสดาโสทิภวันตุเตภวัตตุสัพพมังคารังรักขันตุสัมบดีวตาสัมปธรรมนุภาเวนัสดาโสทิภวันตุเตภวัตตุสัพพมังคารังรักขันตุสัมบดีวตาสัพพสังฆานุภเวนัสดาโสทิภวันตุเตสุขิโหตุสุขิโหตุสุขิโหตุสมบูรณ์